Hello there, happy Sunday. Well, it's not exactly a happy Sunday, it's absolutely pouring it down with rain. So if you hear any drumming noises, it's the rain on the flat roof. Can't do much about that. I've finished off the super chunky that was made with the yarn that Don so kindly gifted to me. I've chosen the buttons, but I've not put them on there yet. The pattern that I used was the Yarnspirations pattern. Woo, I keep going the wrong way, don't I? I'll get used to this one day. It's supposed to be done in chunky. I did mine in super chunky. It was supposed to be done on an 8mm hook. I did mine on a 10. I altered the size of it completely, so that is something that I codged up from this pattern. So if you've got ordinary chunky, you can make it with this pattern. But if you've got super chunky, like I did, and I can't find my other earring, it's somewhere, it's probably in the bed. Apparently I lost it before the live last night, so somebody kindly rewound the tape to the beginning and said I didn't have it on when I started. So my niece came and did my hair, as you can see, lovely and bright red again. So I think I've either lost it in the bed or I've probably lost it in the bathroom when I was having a shower and washing my hair, etc, etc. So what was I doing on the live? I was crocheting with the ice yarn. I showed you the ice yarn in different colours, and I decided to start with this colour, which is called Cotton Pink Shades Light Lilac Cream. And that's the shade of it. I hope you can... Oh, going the wrong way again. That's the colour of it. I hope you can see it. Very pretty. Very delicate, but very pretty. So I decided... and guess who forgot to bring the drink with her? I decided to make... I'm sure, more or less sure, this is a freebie pattern. It's called Crochet Pattern Short Sleeved Pullover Jumper. And it doesn't appear to say who it's by. Which is rather sad, isn't it? You think the designer would get a credit for it. But I'm sure I found it on Ravelry. Sure I did. I'm not putting the stripe across because the yarn I've got is, you know, flecked. So this is what I'm doing. It's on a... Oh, got my hook stuck. I think it's supposed to be on... Oh yeah, I think I'm on the right hook, 550. And you start from the yoke down. The pattern is only very, very small, but it does say if you want it bigger to carry on going until it reaches under your arms. I'm going to have to try it on because, as you can see, it's a bit, not quite off the shoulder, but it's a lower neck than usual. So I'm going to have to do a few more rows and then try it on, because there's no way that that little bit is sleeve. I wouldn't be able to get my arm in that at all. So anyway, that's what it's working up like. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. But contrary to my usual, I'm actually working on two things. I went into the garage and I found a machine comb. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's probably going to be an acrylic. I don't know if you can see the colour. It's very delicate shades of turquoise, very thin, as you can see, which will send a lot of my ladies in the US into a flip-flop because they don't like anything finer than red heart. I think it's probably a 4 or a 3 ply. Anyway, I'm crocheting this top. Oh, the light shining on it. When we get it, that's it. It's done side to side. I wanted to do the cardigan because I've got lots of oddballs in the garage that are in some, I think it's merino and silk and things like that. But I'm not really enjoying this pattern, to be quite candid. It doesn't have a chart. Oh, the sun's coming out a bit. I should look for a rainbow because it's sunny and it's raining at the same time. It doesn't have a chart, so I'm getting a bit flustered with it. And that's it, it's going side to side. That's the back. Or is that? No. Oh, I don't know whether that's the front neck or the back neck. I've got confused. No, it's the front neck because the back's higher up. Not much, but it is higher up. So this is what it's like. But the rows are, as I say, the rows confused me. There was no way I could do that when I was on the live last night, so that is why I changed to something else. I'll show you when it's finished anyway. I'm determined to finish it, even though it's fine. This is on a 4mm hook. I think you call it a G. Well, there's a lot of controversy what a G is. I don't work with letters, I only work with numbers. Millimetres is what I work with. So anyway, I'll let you know what it's like when it's finished. If I can get to grips with the pattern, I have to concentrate. And as you can tell, I couldn't concentrate and chat to people at the same time yesterday. So, well, I spent about 2 hours, an hour last night and an hour today, looking for this pattern. And it is on Ravelry, but it's saying it's unavailable. The only thing that I suggest you do is to get hold of this lady. She is called Pat Mancini. I've put a link on my Urban Gypsy Facebook page. If you could write to her and ask her has she got any copies of it, that's the only thing I can suggest. Or you try and find on Etsy or eBay. I've looked and couldn't find it. So sadly I've had to give up with that. Can't find it anywhere. It's always been on for a long time. It's been on Etsy and it's been on eBay, but it's gone off the face of the earth. And as I say, Ravelry now says it's unavailable, so there's not much I can do, people. I'm sorry about that. As for the purple one I was wearing, or lilac one I was wearing last week on Saturday Live, I have found the pattern. It's not in a place I would have thought to look for it. It's actually in a book called Crochet Gifts, which is by, it's Interweave by Kim Worker, if you can read that at the end. W-E-R-K-E-R, Kim Worker. So it's not a whole book full of sweaters, although there are sweaters in it and things like that. But it's got the pattern, that's what it's called, the mesh trellis cardigan. I didn't put the frilly bits on the end of the sleeves because they get on my nerves, you know, the flouncy bits on the end of the sleeves. So that's what it is. That's the book it's in. I don't know whether you can still get it or not, but it is an interweave book, so maybe you still can. I can't remember how long I've had the book. Does it tell me when it was first published? 2009 it was first published. That's the problem, you see, I keep my books and patterns such a long time. I don't always use a new pattern, so I know I infuriate you, but, you know, if you look on Amazon and look around and about, maybe you can find this book, Crochet Gifts by Kim Worker. It's got all sorts in it, it's not all sweaters. You know, there's bags and all kinds of things in it. Socks in it, you know, there's all sorts of stuff in it. But not very many garments to wear. Right, what are we doing now? We're going to show you what I've got, magazines I've bought, and one that came in the mail because I subscribed to it. We'll do the one that came in the mail. It's Interweave Crochet. And it hasn't ceased to amaze me with its nothingness. There's one or two nice designs in it, but it's done in very, very fine cotton and extremely fine hooks. I mean, as you can see, I don't mind crocheting and fingering or a lace weight, but we're talking fine with these. Fine, fine, fine. Right, the first one is Flower Child. It's a dress. And that one is a rounded waistcoat, but it's done in broomstick lace, which I'm not fond of. Too holy for me. And then there's a hat. Now, broomstick lace is way too loose. I get hooked up on everything. That's a top, which again I don't particularly like. The shawl, I suppose, isn't bad, but I don't like the filet ruana. I don't know why the last 2 or 3 editions of Interweave have not floated my boat at all, yeah. The scarf's pretty and the bag is gorgeous, but it's done in absolutely super fine cotton and a really thin hook, so there's absolutely no way I would be making that bag. It's like, you know, you make a doily with, or even finer than that, what you make a bat with. You know, like your grandma used to make with the very fine threads. Life is too short to do things with threads and little tiny hooks. Although I do like the design, but having said that. Right, there's some more pictures, let's have a look. This is one tank top, 10 ways. But I'm not keen on the tank top, so I don't want to do it 10 ways. So sorry about that. That one again is very pretty, but super thin yarn, super thin hook. As I said, life's too short. What have we got? A bag and a cowl. The cowl actually doesn't look that fine. And what else have we got here? That's a very lacy, holy cardigan. Lacy. Again, very fine. And a dress. Ooh, going the wrong way again. A dress. And where am I going with this? I wish I could go the right way. And a tank top. I'll get used to this when it's, you know, the camera's busted or something like that. That's a bag and a scarf. Right. That's the scarf and that's the bag. I think that's about it now. It says a subscription, otherwise I wouldn't buy this, but I'm definitely not renewing it. Definitely not renewing it. That's like a poncho top, but it's Plymouth yarn designs. It's not in the book, not in the magazine. So that's the end of that one. What have I got here? Oh, I think I showed you that one before. That's one, a pattern I bought. One knit, one crochet. That one is Kinko 2295. Yeah. I'm sure I showed you that last time. Right, last thing upon the list is from the supermarket, which is Simply Crochet. And it is issue 85. And it came with this marvellous plastic hairpin lace, which will not get used. It'll get put in somebody's whatever. I keep all the free gifts and give them away to people because I don't want them. Righty-ho, let's have a look what we've got in this magazine. If there's anything worth having or not. Right, we've got... You have to send away for the kit for that. It's not in the magazine. And I think the kit is the princely sum of £48.99p. So if you're willing to pay that for a flamingo, then you must be crazy, that's all I can say. I can think of a lot better things to do with my £48.99p than make a flamingo. Right, this is with the brilliant free gift I've got. You make a lace slipper, which is a cuff. I've just put myself down, well, Kelly and I have just put ourselves down for a street market. Oh, excuse me, having an itch. Street market in July. So I'm going to make a few small things because I know that my big items just won't sell. There's no point in taking the bigger items. Nobody's interested, they just don't. They only go with a few pound in the pocket to spend at these craft fairs and never go with the price of a sweater or anything like that. And I don't have one of those card reader thingy-majiggles because I very seldom do a craft fair. So I've got between now and July to make some small items, yeah. We shall see what we shall see. Anyway, that's a bag and a shawl. Spots and stripes. There's a necklace and one of those shrug things that's got all different splodges and squares on. I mean, the socks are quite nice if you do them for, you know, pottering around the house socks, aren't they? That's about the one thing I do. I have worn the ones I bought, you know, the very jazzy ones. I have worn those. These are napkin rings. You can see them. They're not very clear. But the napkin rings. And that's the sort of a poncho, I think. Very holy poncho. Very lacy. Very big. Very pretty, but once again I get hung up on everything I passed by. I'm trying to make an elegant entry, so like Isadora Duncan. Got caught up on a doorknob somewhere. So instead of making a lovely sweeping entrance, I'm choking myself on a doorknob. I can't be elegant. That's a beach top. It kind of looks a little bit like corner to corner, but it's not. But either way, it's not something that I would want to make. I don't like the bottom edging of it. It's rather strange, isn't it? Am I getting picky? Yeah, I think I am, aren't I? Now that's quite sweet if you're into amigurumis. It's called Hair of the Dog. I think I told you, didn't I, Claire, that Sue's got 2 dogs now. Yeah. She's got the sister of the dog that she had originally. That's nice if you've got the patience to do a huge big afghan. Looks like Tunisian crochet. Not Tunisian crochet, I beg your pardon. Oh, what do they call it when it's like Pharaoh crochet? Oh, can't remember what they call it now. It's got a name, hasn't it? You'll know what I mean. Where you're carrying all the threads across. Tapestry crochet, that's what it's called. That's a little shawl. can see it. Oh gosh, it's hard to see whether you can see it or not. I'm glad for this camera and the fact that it's got like a screen, you know, so that I can at least see what you're seeing now, which was, you know, before. Oh, that's just making an edging and putting it onto a fabric, a t-shirt or something like that. The people put them on fleece blankets, don't they? Yeah. The next issue is going to have that in it, amongst other things. Exclusive Homewares Booklet and UK Yarn Shop Guide. Well, that'll be a laugh because none of them have been near me. They'll be telling me somewhere in the Highlands or something. My niece went to Brighton, and I think I told you that she was ill and that. But she did see a lovely wool shop down there, somewhere down near the beach. She said she meant to take photographs, but of course the last day when she was going to take photographs for me, she was really poorly, so she didn't. So it would have been nice to have seen photos, even though I couldn't go. That's baby blankets called Babes in the Wool. And this one is, now my son would have loved these when he was little. You know, like hand puppets. I made him a few. I know I'm not into amigurumis, but I did make him a few hand puppets. For some reason or other he liked to play with them in the bath. You know, he liked to soap himself with these puppets, yeah. And that's a butterfly in my head. I never suit a headband. I look like I'm going to be a char lady and going to mop the floor or something. Some people wear them great panache, don't they? I mean, Rambling Randy, she makes that, oh gosh, what's it called? That headband. That Riveter Rosie headband thing. She looks great in hers. And yet, I don't look great in anything. What is that? Is that a laptop cover? I'm not too sure whether that's a laptop cover or what it is. Oh, it is a laptop cover. I beg your pardon. It does say. Not got my glasses on. Well, that's showing you how to use your gizmo gadget that they gave you as a freebie gift. I just don't like the look of hairpin crochet. I don't know why. I just don't. And that's a scarf, so you can practice using your hairpin crochet, which I will not be doing. These are the how-tos and the how to crochet this and how to crochet that. That's about it, I think. Oh, that's just showing you a book from a pattern from King Cole that's not in the magazine. You have to purchase that. And I like the colours of that yarn, that Monet. Darren Moore's is Stylecraft, which everybody loves Stylecraft, don't they? Stylecraft and Monet. There we go. That's it for that. For the woolly section, that's it now. So if you don't want to hear me ramble, this is now the time to go. And my battery is going right down, so it may cut off at me. I'm still trying to fathom out why the camera cuts off at 30 minutes when it does. Various theories have been put forward, but I've not had time to test any of them out yet. I'm hoping to go and see Kelly next Saturday. Loaded up with stuff, including the camera. I have put forward to her that, you know, we do a joint video. I'll take my camera, she can take her camera, so we can put it on both pages, if you know what I mean. But it'll be the same video, really, but there we go. We have different audiences. So, I think I told you we were going to do a craft fair, didn't I? Yeah. Which, if it's a street one and it's raining, I'm not going to enjoy that at all. But we'll have to pray for rain, for sunny weather in July. Yeah. I was going to do such a lot, but I had Gigi last night. And he didn't go home till about 1:30 or something like that, I think. He's no trouble. He's an absolute little joy to look after. But of course I play with him when I should be doing other things. I didn't have my breakfast until he'd gone home. Well, it was brunch really. Because if I'm eating things that he's not allowed to have, I'd prefer to eat them when he's not around. So, but I didn't have bacon today. I did have potato cakes, eggs and tomatoes instead. I like to have a big breakfast on a Sunday, I don't know why. Then I don't want any tea usually. But still. So I think that's about it really. I'm looking forward to, I need to stitch the buttons on. I need to stitch them on while it's on here really so I can get them all levelled up. I am the world's worst, I don't know whether you are, the little finishing off bits. I know lots of people don't like darning in the tails. I do the darning in of the tails. I don't leave that. But things like sewing buttons on, There's something about having to get my sewing box out and finding the thread. Because I don't like sewing them on with wool, because I can never get thick wool or whatever through the holes. And if you split it down, this wool's a bit like, you know, roving. If you try to split it, it just shreds into pieces. So you'd never be able to sew buttons on with that. And I'm not going rummaging in the oddments to find a colour that's similar. I might as well just get the needle and thread out and sew it on with thread. So we shall see what we shall see. So I haven't christened what I'm having for my tea tonight. I plan on doing some crochet work and to just watch some TV is what I plan to do. Excuse me, itchy my leg, I've got itchy legs. But yeah, as far as health goes, my back hurts, but then it always does after a Saturday Night Live because my computer chair is not the most comfy chair. It's comfy enough when you're just doing things on the computer, but it's not comfy enough when you're sitting there for about 2.5 hours. It sort of gets me back. Because instead of sitting back like I'm doing in this chair, I'm doing it in this chair. I will sit forward. And so my core muscles in my back are not supporting me properly. This is when I get backache. But I've got such short legs. I don't know if anybody else has this problem. When I sit back in a chair, my legs are sort of sticking out like that instead of bending at the knees. You know, they're sticking out. I'm like a little kiddie in a big chair. But actually these chairs are not too bad because I can go quite far back in them. But now my son didn't like these chairs because my son's obviously got longer legs, he's bigger than me. And he didn't find the seat was long enough, you know, it was too short for him. I used to drive my ex-husband crazy when we used to go shopping for, you know, sweets and sofas and things. Because he'd be sitting on them and saying, oh, this is beautifully comfy, and I'd be saying, nope, because my little legs would be stuck out like that and I couldn't bend them. And he's going, oh, you're just being so awkward. Everything I choose you don't like. And I'm going, no, you're out most of the time. I'm the one who's sitting on the flipping thing. So if I'm not comfy, I'm not comfy, you know. My recliner was the best thing I ever bought. Superb, real good support for my back. But the trouble is when Gigi's here, he likes to sit at the back of me on a cushion. So I can't lean too far back because I squashed Gigi. My life is fraught with difficulties, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, I'm not going to. It's actually stopped raining, would you believe, since I turned the camera on. I can't hear the music in the park. They must have toned it down this year. They usually, it's really, really loud and I can hear it in the back garden. But this year, as I say, they must have toned it down. I can't hear it this year. I hear it a little bit when the wind's in the right direction, or the wrong direction, I should say. I mean, we had Noel Gallagher here on Friday night, but I didn't hear anything. I had my door shut and I put the TV on, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Gallagher brothers.